Co-anchor Trey Serna is live this morning with more. Trey, good morning.
We'll have plenty more live reports coming to you all morning long. Good news, we headed over here around 4 this morning. Not a lot of traffic on the road, so if you're going to head out to the coast to see SpaceX possibly launch today, right now traffic is looking good. But again, roads will get busier as people wake up and head out to the coast. And I don't know if you can hear it at home right now, but it is a very, very breezy morning out here. I'm actually a little bit cold this morning, which is strange because, again, it's not cold this morning, but this breeze is very strong. So all eyes are on the forecast. Will it hold up and allow SpaceX to blast off? This morning, and like you just mentioned, SpaceX posted on social media that launch window now from 7:30 to about 9 o'clock this morning. Of course, all eyes are on the weather now. First 1-5 meteorologist Sergio Puente joining me this morning. And Sergio, so basically, I mean, it all depends on the forecast of whether or not SpaceX can blast off, right?
Yeah, they just tweeted that there's 70% favorability as far as the weather goes. I think that's a decent shot.
That sounds
right?
good. Yeah.
We're looking at a little bit of fog developing here going through.
And will the fog still form, though, even though it's a breezy morning out here?
Yeah, so this is called advection fog.
And talking about those wind speeds really fast, so are these sustained winds or gusts? Will that affect it too?
Yes,
you can definitely feel that gust here this morning. Sergio, thank you for that. And now, if all goes according to plan, this would be SpaceX's third launch. Again, that new time frame is opening up from about 7:30 to 9 a.m. All eyes are on the forecast and seeing this wind will let up and let SpaceX blast off and hopefully see history again in the skies.
We're waiting and hopefully
morning. Some happy people there. Look, they're heading out to go, so they're going to get a much better view of that rocket. There is a rocket off in the distance. We'll get a better look once the sun comes up. But Sergio, all eyes on the forecast. So right now, it's a breezy morning out here.
Yeah, it's very breezy.
And if you are going to head out here, Cecilia said it, actually, bring your jacket. It is pretty cool.
It's a little cool. Temperatures right now have already dropped to 1 degree.
So we're going to stay out here all morning long. We'll cut into programming. If SpaceX is able to launch off, we'll be streaming it on our website, krgb.com, and on our Facebook page. Good morning, Rio Grande Valley. We are breaking into programming to bring you special coverage of SpaceX's third launch attempt. We are live this morning in Port Isabel. I'm here with First 1-5 meteorologist Sergio Puente. Sergio, we've been out here all morning long. We know that SpaceX got permission from the FAA to blast off again. That's why we are here this morning. But the big question is the weather. We've been talking about this. I don't know if you can hear it at home. It's a very, very windy morning. How will this impact potentially this liftoff? Well, we are going to take it live right now, SpaceX's feed, so you can watch it for yourself. Potential blast off here from Boca Chica. Check it out. And there you have it, folks. History in the valley, Serge.
Wow.
So here's the thing. We talk for a living. I think we're both at a loss for words. This is the first time we saw this in person, and we were actually joking a while ago how, it's kind of an emotional thing, but it really was, right?
Yeah, it really was. It's moving. My eyes felt like they wanted to water, that type of thing. And this is an unmanned mission. This is only a test mission. It's only going to get better from here, I think.
Definitely. And the end goal of all of this is eventually, because you said this is an unmanned ship or an unmanned rocket, excuse me, but essentially they want to get man back to the moon and beyond, right?
Yeah, so eventually to Mars.
And you know what? And we've seen improvements ever since their first launch, 11 months ago, and it's slowly been improving ever since then. So this is just another step toward getting toward that mission. And you made such a good point because people talk about when it does explode that it failed, and it's not a failure at all because each mission has been a little bit more of an advancement. So they're just learning more from those mistakes, if you will, right?
Exactly. And so again, the ultimate goal here is to get people onto Mars, and they want to develop Mars. They actually want to build on Mars and see what we could do.
Yeah, and from two guys who've never seen this in person, highly recommend. If next time they launch, you should definitely try to make it out here. But again, we're going to have live coverage all throughout the morning. We'll have more on Channel 5 News at noon. We'll have more online at krgb.com. But for now, we'll send it back to you all. And just history in the valley, folks. The SpaceX, the third flight, a success. And joining us this morning is First 1-5 meteorologist Sergio Puente. We were out there all morning long, and I'll let you take it away, kind of let people know what your experience was like.
Trey,
out there.
We were at a loss of words. We could not even describe how that happened, how that worked, and how it felt too. Because we felt something. We felt something watching the rocket go up. It's the size of a building. You see a big old structure out there in the sky.
Tell Sandra, because you made a really good comparison of the size to give people perspective on how big it actually is.
The size of the rocket is about 6 feet shy of the Sapphire building, that big, tall building at the island.
Yeah.
Feel the energy.
You guys looked excited.
And it's funny because we were joking about it before. They were talking about how previous launches, people get emotional with it.
Yes.
And we were both kind of like, how would you get emotional?
Hold on.
Well, funny story about that. Right before we broke into programming, we were talking about them. We're like, are you going to get emotional? I'm like, no. Like, why would you get emotional? So it happens, and we broke into programming. Everyone's watching the rocket blast off, and this wasn't on air, but we made eye contact and we look at each other, and he was like, are you getting emotional? And I was like, I am. And we both had this moment where we kind of just had to like, whoa, for like, just kind of get ourselves.
You felt like you wanted to cry. It was kind of like an exciting, like maybe like tears of joy.
Like
it's exciting. You're seeing, number one, you're seeing history. I think also back in the day when you would see this, or when we think of history, you saw people gathering in front of the TV watching the rocket launch way back in the day. It's so different now. Everyone's on their devices and we're all just witnessing history. So I don't know. And then on top of that, you hear people yelling, you can feel the rocket. It was just so much energy. And we were not the only ones out there watching this. There was hundreds of people all along the coast, and we actually got to talk to a lot of them and even talk to some SpaceX employees. Check this out.